everybody. This is Mr. Rob, and welcome back to episode number 2 of the Washington Commanders franchise here on Madden NFL 24. It's week 1 today in the 2023 NFL season as the Washington Commanders will play host to the Arizona Cardinals. Hello, everybody. I just want to say thank you so much for the support in yesterday's episode number 1. It really means the world to me. I'm so excited to get this series up and going. So let's jump into the first game of the season. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. As kickoff has begun, the season is underway, and the Washington Commanders will let the ball go through the end zone, and they'll start off with the football. And here comes Jacoby Brissett, the former Cleveland Brown, who signed a 1-year, $10 million contract in the offseason. A lot of people thought he'd back up Sam Howell, but instead he won the starting job in preseason. And a lot of people think Howell should be the starter, but Brissett is here to stay at the quarterback position he showed and wants to lead this team in the future. And it's a good start for them on the ground as Brian Robinson Jr. rattles off a 14-yard run on the very first play of the game. Next out, it's a swing pass to Robinson, who runs forward for a gain of 2 on the first pass of the season for Brissett. Second and 8 now. They're going back to him on the ground. A lot of Brian Robinson Jr. early on, the second-year man out of Alabama. Rushed for 797 yards in his rookie campaign. And the Commanders seem like they want to lean on him some more. Third and 5, forced to the air, and there's a pass outside to Jahan Dotson, last year's first-round pick out of Penn State. He moves the chains. The Commanders out to midfield now. Go back to Robinson Jr. on the ground, and he is stuffed up the middle by Rashard Lawrence. Second and 9, Brissett drops back in the pocket, fires over the middle, and he's picked off. That one jumped by Andre Chachiri, the former Philadelphia Eagle, has the interception. Brissett has been picked off. Very interesting route because it looked like the receiver was open, but that ball just floated upfield a little bit too long, and it allowed the free safety to jump it. You can see, look at all that wide open field. That ball needs to be placed at about the 30-yard line on a bullet. Instead, it floats it for the free safety. Easy pickings. And here comes the Arizona Cardinals offense led by the 2019 number 1 overall pick, Kyler Murray, who's back healthy after starting 11 games last season, 2,300 yards, 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. The Cardinals are hoping that he can get back to that form he was at before he got injured. But it's also a make-or-break year for him. As on the first play from scrimmage for him, it's a bootleg outright. He's just going to keep it, and Murray's going to use that speed he has to pick up 6 on the ground with his first run of the day. Second and 4 now. Murray this time will go to the air for the first time. It's a nice catch out left side by Greg Dortch, who picks up 17 and puts Arizona in Washington territory. From the 35, they go to James Conner on the ground, who barrels forward for a quick gain of 3. Now second and 7. 2 tight ends in the formation. It's going to be a quick pass to one of those tight ends as it's a catch of maybe about 4, as Derek Forrest and company were all over that one. Now third and 6. Murray across the middle is caught. There's Zach Ertz again with the grab. Ertz coming off a season where he had played in 10 games and caught 4 touchdown passes. In the twilight of his career, he's just looking for one more big run. New set of downs. There's a quick 6-yard connection in the flats to Dortch again. Makes it now second and 4 for Arizona, who are into Washington red zone territory as they go to the ground. And that's not going to work out. Jonathan Allen from behind tracks that one down. Our best defensive player with a loss of 2. Now third and 5. Murray to the air across the middle, but a big-time hit by Yamin Davis. Frees the football. And that's a big third down stop as the Cardinals will attempt the field goal. And they get the first points of the game, up 3-0. So it'll be time for Washington's second possession of this one. Antonio Gibson sits in the end zone. He's going to take this one out right side, and he actually has a crease, and Gibson has nobody in front of him. Look out, referee, because Gibson has taken this one all the way back for a kick return touchdown. And the Commanders have a lead of 1 bang-bang play. What a return for Antonio Gibson. Had the space right side, and it's now 7-3 now in favor of the Commanders. Well, the Cardinals offense is right back on the field, and they're off to a solid start of this drive as they get out past midfield already, as it's another connection to Greg Dortch. First and 10 now, 5 minutes to go in the opening frame. Quick 3-step drop. Murray checks it down right side to Ertz. That might have gained maybe 1 yard. 2nd and 9. You can see the defenders creeping up, and there's some movement on that offensive line. It looks like Will Hernandez is going to get called for a false start, so that's a 5-yard penalty. So it went from 2nd and 9 to 2nd and 14. Murray will go to the air. Looks right side, has a man, as there is a nice connection to Rondale Moore, who's going to get close to the marker. Found the soft spot in the zone coverage. And it's a manageable 3rd and 1, but the Murray's going to go to the air, and this one's batted away. Yamin Davis again with a huge 3rd down stop, diving for that one. And it's going to force the Cardinals to attempt a 57-yard field goal, and it's wide right. Prater could not put it through the uprights. So Commanders still hold a 7-3 lead, and they get the ball in very good position about midfield, as they'll start with Robinson on the ground, but he's not going to go anywhere. Great stop by Zaven Collins for a tackle for a loss. Now 3rd and 10 for the Commanders. Brissett in the empty pocket, going to look across the middle, and he's picked off again. Speaking of Collins, there he is with an interception, and Brissett has been picked off already for the 2nd time in the 1st quarter. As Brissett, a little bit of confusion. He wanted his receiver to run upfield, or actually cut across the field more, while the receiver ran upfield. So it's the 2nd interception of the day. Regardless, for Brissett, obviously some growing pains in a new offensive scheme. As Murray has some words from Allen after that 1-yard connection. I don't think I'd be calling it Jonathan Allen small, as there's another connection to Zach Ertz, and it's a manageable 3rd and 1 now for the Arizona Cardinals. They come in 3 tight ends. Quick pass to the right side, and it's incomplete. Kendall Fuller forces the incompletion. Murray only has 3 incompletions on the day so far, but they've all come on 3rd down. So the defense stepping up when they need to. Prater this time is going to try a 62-yard field goal, and this one is up and through. So he missed the 57-yarder, but he got the 62-yarder. And that'll be an end of the opening quarter. A very explosive start to this ball game. The Commanders hold a 7-6 lead. They have the football back as well at midfield to start the 2nd quarter. Here's a dump ball pass to Samuel, who's going to run this one up the left side. Nice RPO. Gets Samuel in space, which is where he's going to excel. So now to the 36, handoff to Brian Robinson Jr. He goes left side. This is a big run as he picks up 19. 6 for 38 on the ground today for Robinson Jr. And the Commanders are in red zone territory. As the next play, Brissett scrambles because he's sacked down by Collier, who breaks through. The former Seattle Seahawk gets the first sack of the day for the Cardinals as the Commanders now face 3rd and 24. Brissett over the middle tries to connect with McLaurin, but that one is batted away. And that'll force a field goal attempt of their own for the Commanders. A 48-yard try is up and through, and the Commanders will extend their lead now up 10-6. So now we go to Arizona's first drive of the 2nd quarter. As here's a connection to Zach Ertz again. We talked about in episode 1, the Commanders have very much a weakness at the linebacker core, and it seems like Zach Ertz is taking advantage of that. But here's a big run for Connor, and Chase Young comes up limping on the play. Looks like he's holding his hammy, and he's going to go to the locker room. Chase Young, who's battled injuries the past couple seasons, this is a make-or-break year for him, and that's not a sight you want to see. Now 2nd and 4, Murray in the pocket is going to be scrambling. He's actually going to run into a sack. Casey Toohill with a sack, who just took over Chase Young's spot, gets the first sack of the season for Washington, and now it's 3rd and 9 for the Cardinals. Murray's going to try to pass forward again, looks right side, and he finds a man in the soft spot in the cover 2. But Will Hernandez is actually hurt on the play as he is holding his back, so that's the starting right guard for the Cardinals now hurt. A couple plays later, there's a wide open man on the right side. Greg Dortch, the 5'7" man with the touchdown. I know there's some viewers who are going to be happy to see Dortch doing well, and he gives the Cardinals their 2nd lead of the ball game. They retake it now up 13-10. Next drive for the Commanders, they're going to start with Brian Robinson Jr. on the ground, who pummels forward for a gain of 5. Back to the air now on 2nd and 5. Blitz up the middle, so they check it to Robinson, who's not going to get much. He's not known for his catching prowess, but LJ Collier is hurt on the play for the Cardinals. 3rd and 5, there's a man coming around the edge. Gardeck with the sack. He just beat Charles Leno around the edge, and that's going to end the Commanders' drive, which brings Arizona back on the field, where Kyler Murray just went a perfect 5 for 5 on his last possession, and he gets this one started off hot. Play fake across the middle. Catches the defense sleeping. That's a big connection to Marquise Hollywood Brown. As now the Cardinals in Commanders territory again at the 32. There's a short pass in the flats, as that might have gained 2. 2nd and 8. Shotgun, right side. There's a connection to Rondale Moore, who will get it close to the sticks. making it a short 3rd and 2. They'll go play fake here, but Montez Sweat has other plans. He beats the left tackle DJ Humphries, gets the sack, and that's going to force another field goal try for the Arizona Cardinals, who kick it through. They now lead 16-10 as we're coming up on the 2-minute warning. Brissett, under some pressure, puts the ball on the ground, a sack fumble, and the Cardinals again in prime position. Another turnover for Washington has been their Achilles heel this game, as the Cardinals next play looking to take advantage of the fumble, and instead Cameron Curl comes up with an interception. The Cardinals get the ball right back, as that's the first of the season for Washington, as they get a turnover of their own. And now we get to see what the Commanders can do with the 2-minute drill. First play of the drill is a short check down pass to Logan Thomas, who gets absolutely jacked off his feet. That's not easy to do. Next play, there's a slant pattern to Terry McLaurin, who gets it to about the 40, and the Commanders are starting to go hurry up. Brissett, next play, scrambles outside the pocket. He's got a little bit of mobility as he gets it close to the marker before going out of bounds. Stops the clock now, 2nd and inches. Brissett again across the middle. There's Scary Terry again, and the Commanders are in plus territory. They continue to try to speed it up. Here's Gibson on the ground. It gains 3, and Washington will call their first timeout. Next play, heavy pressure up the middle, but it's a nice connection to Samuel. The clock keeps going. About 20 seconds left to go. 3rd and 3. Brissett checks down short. Dotson gets a nice block by Antonio Gibson and gets out of bounds at the 22. And that'll save the 2 timeouts, but there's only 15 seconds to go. Brissett, next play, checks it down short for Thomas, and that'll burn the timeout. You still got 1 left, and you got 11 seconds, but you might want to start taking shots. Brissett's going to do just that and had a wide open Terry McLaurin, but just overthrew him. That would have been 6. Instead, now 3rd and 3. You got 5 seconds left on the clock. You got to catch this and get down. And with Samuel, with 1 second, will touchdown. That'll be the final timeouts, which means the Commanders' kick team will come on, and they'll kick a field goal going into half as the Cardinals lead 16-13 in what's been a very exciting first half. But don't go anywhere, because we'll have the second half of football coming up right after this short break. So it's not just week 1 for our Washington Commanders, it's week 1 for every team in the NFL. So we're going to take a look at 3 games here in the halftime report to see what's going on around the country. First game starting off in Atlanta, where the Falcons are playing host to the Carolina Panthers, all knotted up at 14 apiece. The number 1 overall pick, Bryce Young, so far 5 for 8, 88 yards with a touchdown pass to Adam Thielen. Second game is up north in Baltimore. The Ravens playing host to the Texans, and the number 2 overall pick, CJ Stroud, and the Texans are up 21-7. So Stroud doing very nice in his first start in the NFL. And then lastly, we'll go to the Battle of Ohio. The Browns playing host to the Cincinnati Bengals, and it's the Bengals currently up 21-14. Burrow has 2 touchdown passes, and Mixon has added 1 on the ground to give the Bengals the early lead. We'll go back into our game here in the second half. The Cardinals will start off with the football, nursing a 3-point lead. And there's the first pass of the second half across the middle to Greg Dortch, who's had himself quite a game here in Landover. 2nd and 3 now. Murray's trying to escape the pocket. He'll do just that. Breaks containment, and he's off to the races, breaking a tackle before finally being brought down at the 38-yard line. Murray opens up his biggest run of the day and already puts the Cardinals into Commanders territory. Next play, it's Connor this time on the ground, who gains 4. That'll make it now 2nd and 6. They're going to go back to Connor right side, and he has a little bit of a crease. Spins the shoes out of the defender. That man went flying. First down run for James Conner, already out to the 23, and we haven't even been in this half for 3 minutes. That's an incomplete pass, as Zach Ertz couldn't get his feet inbound. So now 2nd and 10 across the middle. Quick pass to Hollywood, who's had a pretty quiet day today. He had a pretty quiet first season as well with the Cardinals. Only caught 709 yards and 3 touchdowns. But on 3rd and 3, Connor moves the chains. 8 rushes, 53 yards as he's starting to get himself going. They'll bring out 3 tight ends for this first down play. It's another run to Connor. This time he's stuffed in the backfield. Jonathan Allen gets his 2nd TFL of the day. Loss of 1 now, 2nd and 11. The Cardinals go to Connor again, and he has a crease left side for a touchdown. I think that shocked the defense. James Conner on full display this drive, and the Cardinals extend their lead now up 23-13 and we'll see what the Commanders can do with their first offensive possession of the second half. They're going to start with their running back, Brian Robinson Jr., had a very good first half, but he gets nothing. 2nd and 10 now. Brissett back to the air, looking around, has nothing open. Instead, gets sacked from behind. Rashard Lawrence brings him down. Loss of 13 on the play, and now the Commanders face 3rd and 23. Brissett trying to make something happen. He scrambles outside the left, and there's nobody open. He just throws this one to the bench for the end of the possession. Or is it? Penalty on the play, and it's a roughing the passer call against the Cardinals. B.J. Ojulari with a massive rookie mistake. And on top of that, Jonathan Ledbetter gets hurt, so add insult to injury. But this drive somehow alive thanks to the absolute gift from the second-round rookie out of LSU, but that's not going to stand for long. Ball don't lie as Budda Baker gets the interception. Another one tacked on for Brissett, his 3rd of the day. That looked like some Madden, hey, here's a superstar player, let me just give him the automatic interception. Nonetheless, a overthrow from Brissett, and while the Cardinals, they had the ball right back. There's McBride with a 9.5-yard catch. Next play fake to Connor. Murray's trying to think about something deep. He has nobody open, so he's just going to take off, and, well, he's going to get the first down himself. 3 rushes, 39 yards for Kyler Murray today, as now the Cardinals sit at the 13-yard line of Washington. Murray again just scrambles up the middle, gets his legs just completely taken out from underneath them by Davis, but he picks up 9 nonetheless. Tough man is Kyler Murray, is now 2nd and 1. There's a quick pass left side for McBride, and he's going to find his way into the end zone for a touchdown. And the Cardinals now have a 3-possession lead off of the Trey McBride touchdown, as that'll take us into the final quarter of play. The Cardinals running away with this one now, 30-13. But the Commanders, they are driving. They start the 4th quarter, 2nd and 15 at the 37 of Arizona. Here's a dump-off pass for Gibson that only gained a yard. As it's now 3rd and 14. Brissett going to look left side, tries to find Logan Thomas. That one is incomplete through the hands of Andre Shashiri, who wanted his 3rd interception of the day. That's going to force a field goal attempt from the Commanders. It is up and good, so they get some sort of points here, but still down by 14 as it's 30-16 Arizona. Next drive for the Cardinals, 3rd and 6. Incomplete pass right side. Fuller with the breakup. And the Cardinals will have to kick a field goal on their next possession. And it's wide right. For the 2nd time today, Matt Prater misses the field goal. And don't count Washington out just yet. They're down by 14, but there's still time to play. They got 12 minutes on the clock. They start at their own 45-yard line. They go to Robinson, who picks up a few on the left side. He's had himself a nice, solid day of running. Next play, Brissett back to the air. They're setting up a screen pass. Antonio Gibson checks into the ball game, and he's going to capitalize. First screen of the day, nets them their first down. And the Washington is now in enemy territory. Back to the ground game they go. Robinson Jr. is spun down. Nice tackle for a loss by the defensive tackle, Leki Fatu. Makes it now 3rd and 11 for Washington. Brissett looks left side, has Terry McLaurin, who's had himself a heck of a day in keeping this Washington offense moving. We knew the offense was going to run through him, and he is not disappointed today. Next play, Brissett rolls out right, has nothing open, so he dumps this one to the sideline. Robinson Jr. in motion right side. Brissett looks that way, but checks it to Dotson, who's wide open. He gets himself close to the marker, and we got 3rd and inches. Commanders stick it on the ground to Gibson. He has the first down, and that'll move the chains, and they're now approaching red zone territory. At the 21, it's a play fake, and, well, that defender is not fooled. B.J. Ojulari gets himself a sack. As it's now 3rd and 14 for Washington. They need a touchdown here. Field goals are not going to really do anything for you. As Brissett looks over across the middle, and he's picked off again. Chichiri again with the interception. Plays center field to perfection. Another post route that just doesn't work. And that basically sucks all the life out of this Washington offense, who are finally starting to put stuff together. And then add insult to injury on the next drive. Rondale Moore goes the distance thanks to Hollywood Brown blocking 2 defenders at one time. And the Cardinals, well, now up by 21 with 2:55 to go. This one can't get any worse, can it? Brissett, well, he looks across the middle and gets picked off again because post routes just suck in this game. There's nobody even close to that receiver. Why do you throw him upfield? Nonetheless, to keep it with the game, the Cardinals are up by 21, and then, well, Chase Young gets hurt. So this game is just unraveling before our very eyes. He came back after the hamstring. Now he's out holding his rib area. And then, well, Corey Clement finds the end zone for the Cardinals. Let's just end this one, shall we? The Cardinals run away with this one late in a frustrating second half. Ron Rivera is so mad his glasses are gone. I'm assuming he broke them. And Cardinals can celebrate a 44-16 victory. Overall, I thought it was a good first half. And I know what everybody's going to say. The interceptions, Sam Howell should be starting. But I'm going to give Brissett a pass. One, this is my first game on All-Madden in years, so I was going to get a break either way. And two, I just had to figure out the mechanics. I did not know post routes just don't work in this game, because there was like 3 instances where I threw it to a wide open receiver across the middle, and instead of cutting for the football, they just run upfield and the center fielder, free safety, just cuts underneath them. So frustrating. And what's also frustrating is Chase Young is going to miss the next 3 weeks with broken ribs. His injury history continues to catch up with him. That's it for our Week 1 matchup. But let's take a look at 2 other games around the league here in Week 1, debuting our scoreboard. We're going to take a look at the games bookending this week in the NFL, starting off with the Thursday night football game on NBC. The Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions, lose to the Detroit Lions, 28-21. The Lions came out to play. They take it to the Chiefs, punch them right in the mouth. Jared Goff, who has revitalized his career in Detroit, 21 for 28, 171 yards, but 4 touchdown passes is enough to lead the Lions to a massive upset to start the 2023 season. The other game we'll take a look at is the Monday Night Football matchup on ESPN between the AFC East rival Buffalo Bills traveling to MetLife Stadium to face the Aaron Rodgers-led New York Jets, and it was the Bills who came away victorious 27-21. Rodgers had a good game, but it was not enough to beat the Madden 24 cover athlete in the Buffalo Bills. Allen went 23 for 28, 325 yards, and 2 touchdowns to lead his squad to victory. Well, that's going to do it for Week 1 in the NFL. Next week, we will travel to Denver to face the 0-1 Denver Broncos. Another team that we should try to take advantage of in the early portion of the season. Obviously, we know the Broncos and all the stuff that they've gone through the past 2 seasons, led by Russell Wilson, has not worked so far. Another team struggling to find their identity just like us. So which one of us will be able to get our first win of the season? Broncos, in my opinion, though, have a little bit more talent on defense, led by cornerback Patrick Surtain, who is turning into one of the absolute best corners in the NFL. And if we thought we had trouble this week with free safeties, well, it doesn't get any easier. Actually, it gets way harder because we'll be facing Justin Simmons. So our passing game will have to adapt as we play the Denver Broncos. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for all the support in episode number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 2 just as much. If you did, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.